I'm going to talk a bit first about reward functions now that we've got an idea of what RFT is like and understand a bit more about how you can start building solutions for your use cases. So, reward function is ultimately just something that's going to score your model outputs. And you're going to want to give a score greater than 0 for positive feedback and one less than or equal to 0 for negative feedback. And it can be really any metric that guides the model towards desired behavior or outputs. So for example, like if you had a SQL task, you could check if a query compiled, and if it didn't, you would give some negative feedback. Or the example here is just checking that the output is adhering to a correct format in terms of the tags requested in a prompt. So the reason to use reward functions is at a high level, they're way more flexible than the typical training process with LLMs, where you have to curate essentially a set of tokens that are labels for what your model should output. With reward functions, you can get flexible and dynamic feedback. You can score outputs based on the behavior, and you can enforce structure with these format type rewards. You can also add additional constraints, like for example, these reasoning models tend to use a lot of tokens. You can add reward functions that penalize longer outputs, and the model can balance correctness and efficiency at the same time. And you can focus on the eventual outcome, which is key for long horizon agentic tasks where the model might be reasoning, it might be using tools, might be doing all sorts of stuff in the process to get to the end outcome. And you don't really have the ability to go label a bunch of trajectories and plans on how exactly to do each of these things, especially with more complex problems. So you can imagine use cases like search, how difficult it would be to curate like a exact SFT data set for something like that. So the key outcomes of using reward functions in RFT is that you can get better results with less data. And the core thing that enables this property is that the model is able to explore the space of outputs um, much more than an SFT while trying to optimize the reward. And so typically we see orders of magnitude less data getting better results. You can build in reasoning where you can let the model think for as long as it wants before responding. And this tends to improve performance across the board. And there's not an easy way to do that with SFT. And something unique about Predibase that we offer is live updates of your reward functions, which can change your training trajectory as it's going on. And this can allow you to add additional constraints to your problem or tweak your reward functions as you see the model doing reward hacking or you see issues in how you define the reward in the first place. So one of the most well-known use cases, right, is RFT to verifiable tasks like mathematical reasoning. So like the DeepSeek R1 paper. And these ones, the reward function is very simple. You're just basically checking if the answer matches exactly some ground truth solution. But there's a lot of really interesting use cases that are still just being developed now, where RFT is poised to completely change how we're able to solve these problems. So one example is code generation, which really excites me as a developer because we've all learned about test-driven development. And now with RFT, you can write the tests and have a simple reward, like on the right here, where you get a +1 if the test pass, -1 if the tests fail. And just let the model do its thing, and you'll end up with code that might meet your task. And all you're blocked by is how well written your tests are. Another really exciting use case is with more open-ended outputs. Like we saw the mathematical reasoning case where you know a ground truth answer, but in real life situations, we often know the ground truth answer, but in something like summarization, there's a lot of ways to write a summary. So something like a simple, string matching objective will not give you the reward that you want. It will not grade similar outputs correctly. And here you can still use even another model to grade your outputs as your reward function. And this opens up the opportunity to using LLMs not just for generation, but also for verification and feedback. And another use case, which, if you want to think of some examples, think of like some of the stuff OpenAI has been doing with operator, computer use. So a lot of agentic tasks where it's actually very easy to verify what you want the outcome to be and whether or not it was done. So one example I like is imagine I asked my LLM system to buy me a concert ticket for Krungbin for this Saturday night. Now, it's really easy to check if this actually happened. I can go check if I got an email verification or hit an API for Ticketmaster to see if the ticket was bought. Very easy to check in a programmatic way, but very difficult to generate. You can imagine the model will need access to a browser, access to use clicking on things. It needs to do a lot of reasoning, planning. So this is an example where SFT has really not been able to succeed at all, but RFT is extremely promising and ripe for making this possible.